Here is 5 things you need to do to plan for a great semester. Starting off with number 1, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and open up your syllabus. Now, here's why the syllabus is the number 1 most important step before you can start your great semester. So in the syllabus, you're gonna look for your course schedule first. Your course schedule tells you everything you need before each class. It tells you when your assignments are due, when your group projects are due, and most importantly, it tells you when your midterms and your exams are going to be held and what time they will be. The syllabus also tells you what textbook you need to learn from so that you can prepare yourself for your midterms and exam. This is a very important information to have. Lastly, your syllabus also gives you extra information on things like class expectation and what the learning objective is. So yeah, you can think of the syllabus as like your player guide. Before you play a video game, you go to a tutorial and then you'll have information on how the game works. So the syllabus is like your keybinds, like how do you move around and stuff like that, and how you're expected to win the game. So yes, number 1 thing you should definitely do is open up your syllabus and start looking for the schedule, what material you need, and what the learning objectives are, and what are the class expectation, so that you can prepare yourself in the next step, which is step number 2. Create a monthly schedule for your semester. Why do you need to do this? You literally just have a semester schedule given to you on your syllabus. The syllabus probably isn't organized in the way that is comfortable for you to look at. So you're gonna make your own semester schedule. Yeah, just like the semester schedule, there's gonna be a monthly planner. It's gonna let you know exactly when things are due and what time they're due. I recommend that your monthly planner only have the most important activities, such as your assignments, when the midterms are due, and most importantly, if you have any work, what time your works are and what day they are, so that you know exactly where your time are distributed so you won't be stressed. Most importantly, make sure that you have some free time to relax or do whatever you like to do so that you prevent yourself from burnout. Do not max out your semester's schedules with a bunch of things to do. You're gonna burn out. It's not gonna be fun. Leave at least some hours to relax, or 1 or 2 days to just do completely nothing, and I don't know, just chill. Don't just do everything every single day, every single hour, every single second. That I don't think that's not gonna go well. You're gonna start burning out. You're gonna start feeling demotivated, and then it's just not a good time. So yeah, leave at least 1 day or a few hours or lots of hours to just relax. So yeah, overall, your monthly planner is like a forecast for your stress so that you can be prepared for it. Because if you know it's gonna happen, then you know that you need to prepare for it. And I'm gonna tell you how to prepare for that in the next step. So step number 3, you've just created your semester schedule. Now, you can literally just hang this on the wall or leave it anywhere that's easy to access, but a semester schedule doesn't really help you do what you need to do, because you just know that, oh, it's due this time or at whatever time it is, but how do you prepare to get that done? So that's where your daily to-do list or your weekly to-do list comes in. It basically breaks down every single task that you need to do before the due date into smaller chunks so that you can do them incrementally until you ultimately have the completed products and have it completed by the due date. Now, why do we do this? So that you don't end up cramming everything into a single day before it's due. It's not a good time to do that. For example, on your daily to-do list, you just have the most important tasks at the top if you want, or that's just a suggestion. You can have it the most important to least important things, and then just make sure that you do them during the day. So for example, here is my daily to-do task. I basically have my daily to-do list on my iPad, and I don't know if you can see, but there's like color coordination. I basically have them in like basically the stoplights colors. So like from red, it means like, oh, I must do that because that's very urgent. Green means like it's coming up, but you're chill. You still have a lot of time. Yellow means like, yo, we gotta start thinking about this soon. I only started doing this recently where I started circling the red ones, because then that's when I realized, okay, this is the one I must do right now. I was like, I'm gonna be done for it. But yeah, you can do it like this, or you can do it your own way. But most importantly, your daily to-do list needs to be somewhere that is easy to access. For example, I have it on my iPad on an application where I just click and then it shows it instantly. I recommend that you not use any fancy application to make your schedules that requires you to open up a browser, start logging in, and then waiting for it to load. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but I feel like that's just enough for you to just like not open it as frequently as if you would be able to if you could just, you know, click a single button and then you show it. Or, you know what's even better? You have a whiteboard, you put it on your wall, and you just see that all the time. Why whiteboard is better? Because you can just erase it and then edit it. Unlike your semester schedule, which you can just like do it once, hang it on the wall or something, or somewhere that's easy to access. That's the keyword, easy to access. If it's hard to access, you most likely won't open it again. And then your daily to-do list, same thing, but make sure it's something that you can update. So you can also have a book where you can just flip and then go update. But yeah, daily to-do list, very important. Distribute your workload into smaller chunks. For example, if you have to do like a 10-page report in a week, you can start doing 2 pages a day instead of, oh no, I have 10 pages of report due in a week, and then you start working on that 2 days early or on that day. It's just not gonna be well. But yeah, so now you basically just completed the schedules. It should have all the lists that you need to do, like what things are due and when you need to do them. So how do you prepare for class? I mean, you prepared your schedule, but now you're gonna go to class, the teacher's gonna start speaking. So how do you prepare for class to know what your professor is gonna be talking about? I mean, yeah, that's where the readings comes in, right? There's gonna be textbooks, chapters reading for each classes that you can read before you go to class, so you can familiarize yourself with the topic. So this is step number 4, is read the course material before class. Here's the most important part. Why am I telling you to read the textbook? The textbook has so many pages. I can't possibly read all of them. It's gonna take way too long. Again, that's where your daily to-do list comes in. Let me tell you something. Reading your textbooks will save you a lot of time. If you're not gonna do anything else, not even going to class, read the textbook. If you read your textbook on the chapters for the test, you have a 0% chance of failing. I know, that sounds crazy, but ever since I've started reading the textbook, the lowest grade I've gotten was a 57%. That was because I had to pee so bad during the exam that I thought I finished all the questions and I missed a page. But yeah, again, use your daily to-do list. Set the amount of pages you need to read. If you have to read 1 chapter before the next class, you probably have a week or maybe 3 days before that class. You can start doing maybe 10 pages of reading a day or 5 pages of reading a day, and that should keep you on track. Some professors also have PowerPoint slides. You can also skim those if you like before class and then read the chapter afterward, but usually the chapters always contain more information, which is more than enough for you to be ready for quizzes, exam, and whatnot. If it helps you, most chapter pages I've seen is only about longest 50 page long, but that's very rare. Most chapters are probably around 20 to 30 pages. I hope that gives you a perspective to see like how long it takes to read each chapters. Okay, so now that you read the assigned reading before class, you basically are familiar with the topics on today's class. So what's the point of going to class anymore if you already learned it? Generally, you would go to class to listen to the lecture, but since you've already learned the lecture, what was there to do? So let me give you a different perspective on why you should go to class. Here's 3 reasons why going to lecture is beneficial. Number 1, to know what happened in the class, not what's being taught in the class. So what do I mean by that? There can be unexpected events. For example, there could be a change in schedule that you would not have known unless you went to class. There could be a question that was asked by a student that you would have never asked, or maybe you forgot to ask. And there could also be information on how you should structure your assignment and what test questions are gonna be. You would not have known that if you didn't go to class. Like sometimes, you know what's amazing? Some tests allows you to have cheat sheet. You would not have known that if you didn't go to class, because those are sometimes not provided in the syllabus. If information like this were given to you and you didn't come to class, then you're gonna have to study rigorously, right? If you want to make it easier for yourself, go to class for these information. It makes it so much easier for you to do any tests. You can ask the professor as well. You can go to office hours after class too to getting this information. Again, the number 1 reason that I think going to class is good is not for what's being taught, but for what information is being given to you, what's happening, what is going to happen, what you can do, what can you not do. Those are sometimes not listed in the syllabus. That is the number 1 most important reason why I think you should go to class. Now, number 2 is you can create connection with your peers in class. I think it's good to have at least one person from the class that you can depend on. And it's good that someone else in the class can also depend on you. You start to hold each other accountable, and you start to get things done probably more effectively, more efficiently. You can study together. So yeah, number 2 reason, go to class to make friends. I don't know, maybe the person you met might be a long-lasting friend. Number three is the reason that most people would go to class if it wasn't for number 1 or number 2. It's for the participation mark. If you're here trying to get a good grade or to up your grades, you would probably want to go to class for any little participation mark you could get. So yeah, that's number 5. Number 5 is you go to class. Go to class, take notes, and for the information, not for what's being taught, make friends, and of course, for extra marks. Who doesn't want that? So yeah, to conclude, overall, this was basically like a time management advice so that you can prepare yourself for your semester and not be stressed. Like, you'll be able to forecast what week is going to be so stressful that you'll prepare yourself ahead of time, and then you won't be stressed during that week. You'll be stressed ahead before you'll be stressed afterward. Save your future self. Don't screw him up. But yeah, and again, these schedules are basically not permanent. They're not like a one straight way strategy. You have to adapt them. Like I said, if you go to class, there's gonna be changes in schedule. You might have to change them. Maybe this is not due this week anymore, it's due on the next week. What if the professor pushed something back early? You have to change your plan. What if the professor pushed something back later? Then you have to change your plan. Either way, right? There's gonna be changes in plan. Now, it doesn't have to be academic. Your mom could probably tell you, yo, you have to go somewhere and run an errand. That's gonna change your plan because now you just lost hours on studying because you have to do something that has to do with family. What if family says, okay, we have a field trip, let's go to Mexico, or I don't know, somewhere. Then you have to change your plan. Change your daily to-do list according to your semester, change it, right? You have to adapt to it. So make sure that your schedules are easy to access so that you can frequently come back to it and make some changes if you have to. Yeah, that's it for me for the day. If this video helped you, then you can go ahead, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, and I'll see you guys later with some more tips on how to prepare yourself for school. Bye.